Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Warner with EntreDot, and here we are again on Facebook Live on Monday night at 7 p.m. And we got a treat for you again tonight. Um, we're going to talk about digital advertising, and we're going to get it focused a little bit. I'll get to that in a minute. But my special guest tonight is from Instinctive Branding, a company that you should know more about if you don't already. This is her second time on Facebook Live, so I'd like to introduce again Toby Bowen. There's Toby. And
Hey, Bill.
Hey there. How you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you tonight?
Long time no see since 9 a.m. this morning.
Yes, well, I look
You don't
forward
know
to
that we
this.
actually practice this.
Yeah. Oh, I don't practice. You
We,
practice this.
we fake it a little bit. So look, I'm going to let Toby introduce herself, but she is an extraordinarily good marketing professional. Does marketing the right way. Starts with an understanding of your business and goes forward from there. How about that for a unique approach? So we're going to talk about what I call digital advertising. And we're gonna get into the need for it in the first place, how to determine the right approach, and what are the options available to you to select from. What's the appropriate content that you should consider? Then the big question of how much should I pay for all this stuff, and how do I measure if I got a return for my buck or not? Not quite, but how do you measure success? But Toby, I'm going to stop there because I don't know much more than that. So we're going to let you introduce yourself further. Tell the audience again about your firm, about you, and your perspective of the importance of what we're about to cover.
Awesome. So thank you so much. To tell you a little bit about who we are and how we started, I have been, I think, in marketing my whole life. It's something that is innate, something you're born with. You know, you're kind of like a born salesman or you're not. And those aren't the kind of things that you can really put the tools into to make happen unless you really love it or have learned a lot about it. So I went to college and I was a psychology major. So I guess I did a little bit of marketing there and learning about how people work. And that's always really interested me. I started my career in the nonprofit industry. I was in nonprofit and then went into sales for a little while for about 25 years. And that makes me 27. So,
At least,
yeah. So I got really burnt out from fundraising. I loved helping people, but it was really hard doing all that fundraising for so many years. So I took what I was good at, which was helping people, and turned it into helping people in their businesses. So what we do is we really dig in to the meaning of someone's business, why they do it, why they started, what it means to them, why they want to be successful. And if that works with us, then we want to work with them. We're not for everyone and everyone isn't for us. I love to know really what makes people tick and why they do what they do. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's important to allow people to really shine in their business and be authentic. And some people aren't comfortable with that. They aren't comfortable with themselves standing out because they want to stand back in their business. But I truly believe that when someone has the ability to show who they are, the right people come to them. So through authenticity and through the ability of online presence and branding and all of those great things, we tell the story that allows people to shine so that the right people can come to them. I was talking to someone today and I said to her, you know, when you have those clients and you just know from the beginning that they're not going to work and if whatever you do isn't going to make them happy, she said, oh yeah. So, well, we work hard to not bring those clients to you because those relationships aren't good for anybody. Mm-hmm. So in a nutshell, we create an authentic space for you to shine so that you find the right customers and grow your business.
Good. Let me just add to what you said.
Okay.
I think the approach you take to marketing is the one that any business owner should be glad to have. And any marketing professional that an entrepreneur would work with should have this approach or something very similar to the approach you just described. Start with an understanding of the business. You spend time on it. You wallow in it. You get familiar with it, and don't shoot off your mouth with all sorts of great solutions that they need to do when you haven't even heard what the hell their business is.
Right.
If I run into a marketing professional that tries to do that to me, I politely thank them for their time and move on.
Right.
But your approach is right on. So for all of our watchers, anyone you talk to in marketing, it's not approaching it this way. You probably ought to go to the next one who might approach marketing the right way. Start with the strategy and work forward into the implementation. But let's get started on the meat of digital advertising. So start us off with the basics here. How does a business owner in the first place determine if advertising is even an appropriate alternative for reaching potential customers? Do they even need it? What are the indicators that tell them that they need it? And if they don't know, how do they find out?
Yeah.
Take it from there. How do you get started here?
Yeah. So this is why having a business coach and business mentor is really important, because it can help you really structure your business to know what you want to do and where you want to go. So knowing about whether you want to advertise is pretty simple. What is your goal? So sometimes people have a goal of wanting to grow their business and they don't even know what that looks like. But if your goal is to grow your business, then advertising is something that's important. If your goal isn't to grow your business, if your goal maybe is awareness and you want to create an awareness campaign for your company, maybe you're in a space where you have all the business you can handle right now, but you still want to get your name out there. There are other methods. Yeah, there are other methods that you can do to advertise different pieces of your business that really allow you to grow in a different way. So the main piece is growth. Like, do you want to grow organically? Are there programs you can put in place that don't take up your resources, that can let you grow your business without you being part of it? Do you have a product that you're about to launch? Maybe it's an understanding and education and finding people who would be clients when your product launches. And especially for e-commerce, and if you have products that you're selling, advertising is absolutely paramount. And it's more than just then it would be advertising on Google and Facebook. There is Google Shopping, and there's Amazon, and all kinds of portals, Etsy, depending on what you have, that really allow you to grow your business. And it really behooves you to speak to a professional to talk about your goals, how quickly you want to reach people, and have them set up with you what the parameters are to reach them.
You just kind of highlighted one of the major issues that confuse people, and that is this is a salad bowl full of arcane names, the meanings of which are in the eye of the beholder, not terribly precise, and it confuses people.
Absolutely.
And they start using these funny names as if they knew what the hell they meant.
Yeah.
So for our purposes tonight, there's lots of forms of advertising. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to talk about Google and Facebook. I know you're going to get to that.
Yes.
But this salad bowl full of acronyms is just working against you, because you know what they all mean, but people you're talking to, hell, they don't. Not at all. So,
and it can sound like snake oil.
Yeah.
It can sound like snake oil.
Sometimes it is.
A lot of times it is. A lot of times it's not.
Yeah.
So when you have goals, so say your goal is to grow your business and you think you want to do that on Google.
Mm-hmm.
By creating Google ads, it's not a one size fits all approach. And I've had people say to me, I've done those before and it doesn't work. Well, maybe they were done right. Maybe they were done at the wrong time. They were focused on the wrong people. There are so many things that allow something to work or not.
Yep. Yep. So in the spirit of that, once you've worked with someone and you've determined advertising is an approach they should employ to whatever advertising channel is appropriate, how do they determine which is the right channel?
So a lot of times it would be speaking again with a professional. Huh? I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, it could be multiple channels. I didn't mean to narrow it down to one. But.
Oh, absolutely. It ordinarily is. I don't know if people have heard the adage of it takes 7 impressions for someone to act on something. So as the marketing world has changed, that is an archaic number. The latest number I saw was 17 impressions.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much noise out there and so much interference. Yeah. And we've created a world where everything is so immediate. You know, we want something now, we need it now, and we can get it now. That in advertising, we need to be there top of mind for people. So if someone sees you in person, if they get something in the mail, if they get your newsletter, if they see you on Google repeatedly, Facebook repeatedly, all of these things play into allowing you to get your sale. And some people have a longer sales cycle than other people. You know, if you have an impulse item and it's a ring and it's beautiful and there's 3,000 people that have already liked the post on Facebook, chances are for $19.99, you're going to sell that amazing ring that looks like a large diamond. You know, a house, for instance, might be a longer cycle. You know, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. People aren't jumping to do a sale like that. So in that kind of instance, we would do advertising for real estate for people, for name recognition, for, you know, garnering their trust and all those types of things. Choosing the platform really depends on what your goals are and what your product is. So shoot out a product for me, any product.
Marketing services, of course.
Marketing services. Wow. Okay. So those services are, you could advertise those everywhere. So let's talk about what that would look like on Google. So if someone were to advertise marketing services on Google, one way they would do that would be a top of page ad on Google. So a top of page ad comes up based on what my search parameters were. So if I typed in marketing services in Raleigh, everyone who's paying for those ads would come up in the top 3. Then you have the map, and then you have organic search below that. So in the top of page ads, those are the most expensive ads that Google has. Depending on how many people are bidding against you, because that's a bidding opportunity, that bid could be $7 a click up to $49 a click, depending on what you're looking for. There are clicks that are $100 a click, depending on the services, all the way down to a penny if no one else is bidding against you. So, and there's not many things that no one's bidding against you. So,
you might not have anything.
Right. I did an ad for someone not long ago, and it was for an upcoming event on Google. And so the search parameter were events this weekend near me, and no one else was bidding. So for a penny a click, he got thousands of clicks to the website. So that was awesome, but not everybody gets so lucky. So there are other types of opportunities to advertise on Google. Google just came out with a new type of top of page ad, and it allows you to, they take the ad and they refine it based on what you put in as the search parameters. It used to be a keyword that Google would allow. Then it was a key phrase. Now it's a key sentence. So there are longer chains. It's called a key chain. So it's longer chains of words that Google allows you to have. not all that exciting for the average person, super exciting for us on our end. And so those searches on Google allow to be more dynamic and allow you to find your clients more easily. So Google also allows you to have display ads. A display ad is an ad that has pictures, it has content, it moves, you can put a video in there. So a picture, a video, words, your logo, all kinds of things. And those ads are great because they show up all over Google. So if you've been on like a news website, and on that news website, you have ads that come up in the middle of your articles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those ads are based on what your searches are. So if, say, go back to marketing services, say I've been on a competitor website and I am advertising to people looking for websites. Google will show those ads to people at a really, really cheap rate. So those could be 10 cents a click, 7 cents a click, 20 cents a click.
Mm-hmm.
And you're again only charged when people click on you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing a brand, like throwing your brand out there, you could have 100,000 views a month for maybe $150 of, I'd say 1,500 people that click on your website at 10 cents a click. But brand wise, it's wonderful. So on the display ads, the ads also show to people who have landed on your website. So we can put code in the back of your website. So you've been to somebody's website and you saw it and you didn't decide to take action. Now, what happens is we can find those people based on their IP address, their code of their computer. And Google knows so much about us that they will tie in the address of our computer in the office, our iPad, our cell phone. So even if you searched for something on your computer, it can now show up on your cell phone.
Yep.
So
Kind of
that's
scary.
really, huh?
Kind of scary, huh?
They know a lot about you.
Yes.
Right.
If I let you go on, people are going to stop the video right here and discontinue their Google accounts.
Well, you can turn those search features off, but for marketers, it's wonderful because we get to target people wherever they are on their phone, in their office, and they get to see the ads. And for the end user that is really trying to get that product sold, it's fabulous. So Google, just as an aside, also owns YouTube.
Yeah.
So when you set up ads on Google, you can also port those same ads into YouTube. Mm-hmm. So when you go to watch a video on YouTube and it shows you for 5 seconds that ad that you wait to skip ad, like you just hold it. So you can show people those ads there as well. Mm-hmm. On Facebook, do you want me to get into Facebook?
Yeah, keep going. You're doing
okay.
Great.
Okay.
I don't even have to ask the questions because you know the questions and you're just going. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You realize I want the audience to realize that it takes a professional to even say the words that she and the end-to-end sentences she just took you through. And if you don't have this level of expertise, that's why it's important to engage a professional. You don't have to be as smart as Toby. Let Toby be smart for you. And quite frankly, anytime I've ever talked to a business owner, I explain the return on investment is like unbelievable compared to trying to do this yourself and continuing to fail. So keep listening.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. And so Google also has organizations that are partners and certifications. So I have 3 Google Ad certifications that are 2-hour tests of constant questions about the Google Ads. So they have 6 sections. I have 3 right now. I'm working on studying for the other 3. So
Google,
Facebook. Huh?
Google University.
Yes, I'm Google Ads certified. Yes. Okay. So for Facebook, I see Facebook as a marketing company. Mm-hmm. I do not see it as a social media platform. It is a wealth of knowledge, and allows marketers and business owners to really dig in to who you want. Again, this is really based on what your need is. So if you are trying to sell a widget, there would be a whole campaign to sell that widget based on what you were looking to do. If
Mhm.
you were looking to sell a course, a webinar, that would look totally different. And a lot of them have multiple strategies. So in Facebook ads, we've all seen in our Facebook page, business page, the opportunity to boost a post.
Mhm.
So when you boost a post on Facebook, in the in the thread,
Yeah.
um, it's great for interaction. So the clicks are going to cost you a little bit more than it would to build in the ads manager, but it's super easy. The interaction is great. You can target people who like your page. You can target people that like your page and their friends. You can target anyone based on their demographics. So age, zip
It is.
code,
It is.
interests.
It is simple. I do it.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
I'm not.
Occupation.
I'm simple-minded.
Yeah.
So I don't like
Well,
to handle, but it
I
works.
it does work, and I've also um, met with people who have told me, yeah, I boosted off my page, but I don't get anything there. So this goes back to me saying I've tried it and it doesn't work. So working with a marketing person who understands your business and has dug into your business is going to find nuances and people that you should be marketing to that you might not have thought of.
Yeah.
Like trying to market to your competitors. You,
Yeah.
you can you can market to your email list.
Mhm.
You can market to a lookalike, which I absolutely love. So a lookalike campaign in Facebook, what that looks like is we put code into the back end of your website. And once that code is immersed in the back of your website, when you get 200 people
Mhm.
whose IP address is also on Facebook, Facebook says, oh, well, we have another 7,000 people that have the same habits as that person. So we're going to start showing it to them.
Uh,
So so they're going out and finding the people, and that is a real leg up that Google is not doing, because Google finds the people that are looking for similar things already. Facebook looks for people who they think should be looking for the things based on their habits and not what they're searching for. So that's really
then you get into how scary this is. They know your habits. How did they figure that out? You don't have to answer, but
it's super easy. It's based on
all
what
right.
you're clicking on, how many seconds you look at a post.
Yep. Yep.
Like, uh-huh.
That's what you do. With a good, strong poker player knows this really well.
Right.
Let's move
Right.
on. Th-
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That very thoughtful. Complicated as heck. That's why you need a professional helping you on this stuff. But okay. Now the question you always get: well, how much does this cost? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. What am I getting for my money? So clear up the
Right.
matter for them and share your perspective on the cost that they're going to have to
Yeah.
pony
Okay.
up to do
Yep.
Google and or Facebook advertising.
Yep. So Google Ads really vary. Like I said, it could be a penny for a click, up to realistically $17, $20, depending on your type of business. Most businesses are not going to be in that range. But, the more you spend in this advertising space, the more you get. So a lot of people are looking at their advertising dollars as a drain on the company.
Yeah.
But if you change your perspective on that and you're looking at it as a tool to make money, like, you wouldn't look at your sales manager as a drain, the salary you're paying the sales manager.
Fair
You
enough.
would look at that as the opportunity to be making more money.
Yeah.
So you can look at that, in a number of different ways. But on Facebook, the minimum ad space that you need to play in is $1 a day. So Facebook ad minimum is $1 a day per ad.
Mhm.
So, and if you're boosting a post off your page, you don't need to throw $5, $10 on it. You can take a look. Like if I put $1, how many people would this reach every day? If I put $3, how many people? If I
Yep.
put $5,
Yep.
and it might be a nominal difference, but you do hit a plateau on Facebook. Some people are like, oh, I just put $20 for 2 days. Did you need it? Well, like, I don't know. So that's where someone who knows can kind of really look at that. And then an agency would charge you between probably 20 and 30% on top of what your ad spend is to monitor that for you monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have people that have asked, like, well, are you actually going in there every month and making changes? Do I need to be paying you that fee every month?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't need to pay the fee, but we're going to turn the ad off. So you're paying for the expertise of, what we've done for you.
Yep. You can do it yourself if you want, but we're not suggesting that unless you're a marketing expert already.
Right.
Not many entrepreneurs are.
Right.
So we're doing well here on time, making our course just fine. So the last question then is, after you paid your $1 a day and somebody to do it for you,
Yeah.
and you're starting to see metrics, the analytics. How do you measure success, and what do you look at, and how do you respond when you're not succeeding and need to make changes?
Yeah. So on Google specifically, you'd want to throw an ad campaign up and wait about 3 weeks to see what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to very clearly see what those analytics look like and what your numbers look like and if you're hitting your mark.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a client account today, and she hasn't really wanted to spend more money. And I was just taking a look, and she doesn't have any display ads, which are the ads that are getting her a lot more clicks.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't have any of those. So we set those up for her. She had Facebook in $9 a day. Well, her average click is $9.45. So she's barely getting 1 click a day. And so last month she had 25 clicks, to the website. And she's looking into what those converted. But again, if you're looking at it from a perspective of we're not measuring anything, then you have nothing to measure from.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're measuring and you want to know what your analytics look like, you want to know what your numbers look like, it's really important to have a goal from the outset. So if your goal is to get 5 conversions a month, whatever that looks like in a business,
Yep.
5 conversions a month, what is that number on the top of the line? Like, what does that mean for you? So, if that means 5 conversions look like $10,000, 5 conversions look like $20,000, like, what would you do to gain that money? Like, could you put in 10%? So it's $20,000 and you're putting in 10%. Now you'd have an ad spend of $2,000 that you can really use well. And with that, you're probably going to get more than 5, Yep. So it's really a numbers game and analyzing what you want from the outset.
Not every campaign performs the same way.
No, absolutely. And with ads,
5 conversions, and you close 2 out of 5 as your average. You might have brought in $40,000 in revenue for a couple of grand a month. It's
right.
Like, okay, that seems like a no-brainer to me.
Exactly right. And another cool thing about that is you really get to like massage it, because sometimes you change one word in an ad and it can go from mega performing to 0 performance, or vice versa.
Yeah.
The images that are used are really important. Seasonal images are really important. As a realtor, if you want to be advertising the beach, you can't have people right now who are in bathing suits like running on the sand, because it doesn't make sense to people.
Yep.
So everything needs to be monitored. It needs to be measured. It needs to be understood from the outset, like what your goals are. So it's setting the goals that are really going to drive the results.
Yep.
and having somebody to really analyze the results for you.
Yep.
Like we use a dashboard. You have a dashboard where everyone can take a look at what your analytics look like, how many people have landed on your website, what your ad spend is. It takes into account Google Analytics, what the keywords are people are using to find your page, all that kind of stuff.
This is all very complicated. And I can damn well guarantee you, but I'm not a marketing professional like you are, that it's going to get more complicated as the years go by, as the months go by. This lookalike campaign you mentioned earlier was relatively new to me a matter of a few months ago. And it's like an extraordinary result I've seen some of the people I'm working with are getting from doing campaigns like that. But look, thank you again. This is your second time in the hot seat with Monday Night Live. And I appreciate you taking the time to be with us tonight. This has been very helpful. I hope it's been very enlightening to our audience. But before we say sayonara or goodbye, whatever, do you have any final thoughts of brilliance that you'd like to share with our audience?
I don't know about brilliance, but definitely some final thoughts. My final thoughts for advertising are jump in. Yep. And it's a new year. It's a great time to get some results for your company. It's a great time to allow people to really see you. Like 2020 vision, we get to see each other now. So try advertising, reach out to a professional who can help you get that straight for you, so that you can really grow and step into allowing people to work with you.
Yes, ma'am. Again, Toby, it's a pleasure to be with you again. Thank you very much for the 30 minutes or so you spent with us and the 48 seconds of practice time we had this morning.
Yeah.
So have a great evening. I know you're still at your office, so drive safe going home. Happy New Year.
You too.
So good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going to post this again tomorrow morning. In case you didn't get in on it at the start, you can see what we did in the beginning. So to all and to Toby, have a good evening. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a great night.